Welcome back guys. Now in this video, let's discuss about hypothalamus. We all know hypothalamus is the master regulator of endocrine system. Not only that, hypothalamus can regulate the food intake. Hypothalamus can regulate the body temperature. Okay, hypothalamus, it produces different types of releasing hormones, inhibitory hormones, controls the endocrine activity. Okay, hypothalamus controls the sleep and wake cycles. Now we'll see one by one. Okay, now the topic is hypothalamus. In the hypothalamus, there are different hypothalamic nuclei. Now these hypothalamic nuclei will regulate different physiological functions. Having said that, the first nucleus which I want to discuss is the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Okay, suprachiasmatic nucleus present where? The suprachiasmatic nucleus is present in the hypothalamus, and it is concerned with what? The suprachiasmatic nucleus is concerned with sleep and wake cycles. Okay, sleep-wake cycles are controlled by hypothalamus. Okay, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. For example, every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, you'll have you will wake, right? You will awake. So who is doing that job? It's the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And every day at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the night, you will go into the sleep. So who is controlling that? So every day, every 24 hours, the same activities are repeating in the body. You will awake in the morning at particular time, and you will go to the sleep in night at particular time. Okay, you will have hunger at particular time. So all these activities are controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus. That's the reason why the suprachiasmatic nucleus is also called as biological clock. Okay, so this suprachiasmatic nucleus, it's considered as a biological clock because it controls the circadian rhythm. So what is circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm is nothing but the sleep-wake cycles. Here, not only this, I want you to add up a few more important points worth noting. See, there is this one gland called as a pineal gland. Back to the hypothalamus, there is this one gland called as a pineal gland. Now this pineal gland, it will produce a hormone called as a melatonin. Okay, so pineal gland produces melatonin, and even this melatonin will also play a very important role in the sleep-wake cycles. Okay, melatonin, it will come and it will act on the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it will have a role even in this sleep-wake cycles. Okay, just a worth noting point. So now tell me, if someone asks you, what is that gland which is helping in this circadian rhythm? Pineal gland. What is the hormone? Melatonin. What is the nucleus? What is the nucleus in the hypothalamus which is responsible for this biological clock or the circadian rhythm? It is the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Okay, done. Now after this, now let's talk about what is the role of hypothalamus in regulation of food intake. Okay, so how much you actually eat is also controlled by the hypothalamus. In the hypothalamus, there is a nucleus called as lateral nucleus. Okay, this lateral nucleus of hypothalamus. I used to remember, if anything is getting late, okay, if anything is getting late, you will feel hunger. Okay, so if it's getting late, you will feel hunger. So I used to remember. So this lateral nucleus, okay, this lateral nucleus of the hypothalamus is considered as a hunger center. Okay, it's a hunger center. Now if you are feeling hungry, okay, during fasting, ghrelin is produced, ghrelin from the pancreas. Okay, pancreas produces ghrelin. Now this ghrelin, what it will do? It will act on the lateral nucleus of hypothalamus. It will cause hunger. So it's a hunger center. So lateral nucleus of hypothalamus is considered as a hunger center. It increases the hunger. And which hormones, okay, or which hormones are going to act on this lateral nucleus? See, the point is, all these hormones are produced especially during fasting. Okay, so ghrelin or orexins, neuropeptide Y, agouti related peptide, all these are the substances. All of them have role in increasing the hunger. Okay, they will stimulate this nucleus. They will cause hunger. They will cause a feeling of hunger. Okay, now one more nucleus which is called as the ventromedial nucleus, VMN, ventromedial nucleus. This ventromedial nucleus is considered as the satiety center, feeling like I'm done. Okay, I don't want to eat anything else. Okay, I'm full. So this is called as the satiety, the feeling of satiety. So this feeling of satiety is given with the help of this ventromedial nucleus. Okay, so once the ventromedial nucleus is activated, means it will give the feeling of satiety. Okay, now what are the hormones? Okay, what are the hormones which causes this feeling of satiety? Or what are the hormones which will be decreased, or I should say which will decrease the hunger? The hormones which decreases the hunger. Now these hormones, the one important hormone which I want you to know is leptin. Okay, leptin is coming from adipocytes. The leptin, it is produced from the adipocyte. It actually causes satiety. It will decrease the food intake. Okay, for example, if you have deficiency of leptin, you will become obese. Okay, so leptin, what it will do? It will decrease the food intake. It decreases the hunger. It causes a feeling of satiety. Now think, if you don't have leptin, what happens? Now you'll eat more. When you eat more, it causes obesity, diabetes mellitus. Okay, so same stuff. Now leptin, alpha MSH means melanocyte stimulating hormone. Okay, so alpha MSH, insulin, GAT hormones like glucagon like peptide. Now all these hormones which I have listed over here, these hormones are going to cause the satiety or decreases the hunger. They will act on the ventromedial nucleus, causes a feeling of fullness. Now, lateral nucleus is the hunger center, ventromedial nucleus is the satiety center. Now, there is one more nucleus called as the arcuate nucleus. This arcuate nucleus is considered as the integrating center of food intake. Sometimes, like it will activate lateral nucleus, it will activate ventromedial nucleus. Okay, it regulates the activity of both the nucleus. So, it's the integration center. It's the integration center. So, arcuate nucleus is the integration center. Arcuate nucleus is also, this arcuate nucleus is also present in the hypothalamus. Arcuate nucleus is considered as the integration center for the food intake. Okay. Now, having said that, now let's discuss about the regulation of the body temperature. Okay, regulation of body temperature. Now, the posterior hypothalamus and the anterior hypothalamus. Okay, especially see the anterior hypothalamus. I used to remember like A for AC. Okay, A for AC. Now, anterior hypothalamus cools down your body. When do you want cooling down your body? Whenever you are in hot climate. Okay, whenever you are in desert, for example, then you need to cool down your body. Okay, then you need to cool down your body. So, anterior hypothalamic nucleus. Okay, anterior hypothalamic nucleus cools down your body, helping in warm adaptation. In warm climates, it helps you to cool down your body by producing sweating. Okay, it'd be like this. Actually, it's all together. Okay, so anterior hypothalamic nucleus, what it will do? It will help in heat adaptation. It cools down your body by how? It will cause vasodilation. Okay, vasodilation. So whenever there is vasodilation, there is more cutaneous blood flow. More cutaneous blood flow means more heat will be lost from the body. It cools down your body, and it also causes sweating. So sweating decreases the body temperature. Done in a simple way. So anterior hypothalamic nucleus decreases the body temperature. Okay. Now let's talk about the posterior hypothalamic nucleus. Posterior. Okay, posterior hypothalamic nucleus warms your body. Okay, so just try to remember, like posterior things just make you warm. Okay, hot. Okay, just anyway. So posterior hypothalamic nucleus. Okay, it's what it's doing. It helps in cold adaptation. Whenever you are in a cold environment, it actually warms your body. How? By shivering. By activating the shivering. So posterior hypothalamic nucleus helps in cold adaptation. It warms your body. How? By shivering. Whenever you shiver, ATP is getting broken down, energy is released, thermogenesis is there. That will warms your body. Okay, that will warm your body. So posterior hypothalamic nucleus warms your body, help in cold adaptation. Okay, so having said that, now let's discuss about the endocrine hormones. Okay, now in endocrinology we have discussed in detail about it, but here worth mentioning, I want you to know at least two hormones which are produced from the hypothalamus. See, from the hypothalamus there is production of growth hormone releasing hormone, growth hormone inhibitory hormone. From the hypothalamus there is release of corticotropin releasing hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone, dopamine is getting released, which is a prolactin inhibitory hormone. See, for the entire endocrine system, the master regulator is hypothalamus, no doubt. Here, in this part, I just want to discuss about the two important hormones, which are like the two important nuclei and the hormones. The two important hormones are antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. The supraoptic nucleus produces the antidiuretic hormone. Okay, the supraoptic nucleus produces antidiuretic hormone, and the paraventricular nucleus produces the oxytocin. Okay, now important point is both this oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, both are stored in the, okay, both of them are getting produced in the hypothalamus. Okay, oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone are produced in the hypothalamic nuclei. But both these hormones are stored in the posterior pituitary. Supraoptic nucleus produces the antidiuretic hormone, paraventricular nucleus produces the oxytocin. So this is the endocrine. Okay, this is some endocrine hormones are important hormones are also getting produced from the hypothalamus, no doubt. Now let's discuss about the regulation of the sleep. Later in this topic, we'll discuss about the sleep cycle. Okay, electroencephalography, sleep cycle we'll discuss. Now actually there are these centers. Okay, there are certain centers which will cause the wakeness in the morning. There are certain centers which will wake you up in the morning, which will wake you up from the sleep. They will wake you up, and there are certain centers which will take you to the sleep. Okay, they will make you drowsy. They will take you to the sleep. So here also please remember the lateral hypothalamic nucleus and the posterior hypothalamic nuclei. Okay, the lateral hypothalamic nuclei and the posterior hypothalamic nuclei. See. Let's come back. Now our topic, the regulation of the sleep. The lateral hypothalamic nucleus and the posterior hypothalamic nucleus, they are wakefulness centers. Okay, they are wakefulness centers. Now this lateral hypothalamic nuclei by producing the orexin and the posterior hypothalamic nuclei by producing the histamine. These are the neurotransmitters of wakefulness. In the morning, these neurotransmitters are released and they will cause wakefulness. In the morning you will awake, right? So why? Because these are the wakefulness centers. Both of them are helping in the waking up. And remember, for example, especially this orexin is also called as hypocretin. Whenever you are having deficiency of this orexin, So deficiency of orexin. What will cause? It will cause excessive sleep. That's called as narcolepsy. So narcolepsy is a disorder because of deficiency of orexin. So someone will ask you, if someone comes to you and asks you, orexin is a neurotransmitter of wakefulness or sleep? It's a neurotransmitter of wakefulness. In the same way, histamine, which is coming from the posterior hypothalamic nucleus. This histamine, okay, it's histamine. This histamine is also a neurotransmitter of wakefulness. Okay, it will make you awake. Okay guys, with this we have discussed important hypothalamic nuclei which are needed for your exam. Hope the video is helpful. In our next video, let's discuss about the electroencephalogram. Okay, hope the video is helpful. Thank you.